We made the most disgusting drink in our kitchen. And if my wife makes any vocabulary or grammar mistakes, she has to drink it. I'll be giving her the most difficult, newest IELTS questions, but if she passes, I have to drink it instead. Hello friends, my name is Matt and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, and her name is Gabrielle, and she is a very special guest because she also happens to be my wife.
Yes, this is the things he makes me do on a Saturday morning.
That's right, and there's nothing more than you'd want to be doing than to be answering difficult IELTS questions on your day off. So Gabrielle, you're not an IELTS teacher.
No.
So this is Gabrielle trying to answer the questions. Naturally, she hasn't seen them before, so it's kind of like how students get their test answers without seeing them. So how are you feeling?
A bit nervous, actually. I don't know what you're going to ask me.
Do you feel a lot of pressure?
Yes, because
Why?
you told me that if I make a mistake, I have to do a challenge.
Oh yes, that's right. So yeah, last time we said, to make things a bit more fun, maybe we could do a little challenge. And are you still up for a challenge today?
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of people who take the test, they feel quite nervous about making grammatical or vocabulary mistakes. So we thought today, because you have a little bit of an advantage, if Gabrielle makes a vocabulary or grammar mistake, that she would have to do a forfeit. Usually that means doing something not very nice, like
having someone throw an egg in your face.
or drinking something really nasty, or
doing 20 press-ups.
Okay. Or running naked down the street. No, let's not do that. Okay. On this week's cookery show, we are making our own new forfeit, and we've chosen 2 ingredients each. I'm quite a fan of coffee, and so is Gabby in the morning, so we'll put a little bit of that in. I've also decided to choose a little bit of garam masala, which is also a very nice addition to any Asian or cuisine, so just a little bit of that. What did you choose this week?
I've gone for some ginger, which is in French because we live in France. I love a bit of ginger.
Oh, well, that's good because I might be having it pretty soon.
And some little salad herbs.
Good.
Oops.
Just a little bit of that. Okay.
Okay.
And we will be topping it up with just a little bit of water, just to make it a bit more palatable. Maybe I'll add a few more bit of coffee just to give it that extra flavour. We'll let that dissolve and we'll come back to that later. So this topic is about photos. Do you feel like you can talk about that topic?
Maybe. I mean, I do love photos.
Yeah. I'm saying this because Gabrielle loves taking photos so much. She takes around about 150 every day that we go out and do something together.
Not every day, but when we go and see something.
Yeah. Okay. Photo question.
Okay.
What do you think of those who like to change or beautify faces and post them on social media?
Good question. When I first saw that you could beautify faces on apps, I was a bit horrified. I was a bit like, oh no, this is terrible. We're changing how we look and then we're posting it online and pretending that that's how we are. It's really fake. But then it's actually quite fun sometimes, especially the older you get, if you could just erase those wrinkles.
Well, you don't have to worry about that yet, right?
No, I do. But yeah, I don't know. It can be fun, but I think if people do it too much, then I don't like that. Yeah.
Okay. Why not?
because it's fake, it's not real, and you're not seeing people how they really are, or you're not seeing places, you know. I mean, I must admit, I do, when I put photos of landscapes on, sometimes I do intensify the colors a bit more, or I adjust the lighting so that, but I see it more as like an artistic thing, because I'm trying to make the photo look as a landscape shot the best
So why is it not artistic to do the same with your face?
Well, I suppose it is. And you know, I'm not going to say that I'd never do that, because, as I say, I think the older I get, you know, I might be more tempted to change my face.
Don't change it. Do people in your country like to take photos?
Wow, as a very, you know, generalization, I think yes, because you see people on their phones a lot. I can see how many photos are uploaded by my friends and family on Facebook. But saying that, I think compared to, I mean, we used to live in Asia, and there people seem to be even more obsessed with taking photos. Like, the first time I saw a selfie stick, it was in Asia. It was years before I saw one in England, you know.
Malaysian selfie sticks. They were good. I always liked seeing that, all the families selfies.
Yeah, and they were less embarrassed about using them. I don't know, it was just very, very normal to take selfies, and to be, even at work, you know, people would photograph us in meetings, and when we're you know, there was a lot of people taking photographs.
And how is that different in England?
I just think people are a little bit more conscious of when they take a selfie. But I think it is a growing trend. I mean, when I last went back to England, I did notice how many people were kind of on their phones more in restaurants, you know, taking pictures of food, and so I think, you know, it is a growing trend there as well.
I do think, yeah, maybe in England, like people more of our age, in their 30s or 40s, they might try and take a selfie a bit quicker, because we're a bit self-conscious about other people seeing us take photos.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, next question. Why do people like to record important things with photos and videos?
Important things, I guess I'm thinking, what does that refer to? Possibly things like weddings and birthdays, and the birth of children. I think they like to take photos because they don't want to forget. They want to capture that moment forever, almost. You know, they don't want to ever forget that moment, and so they take lots and lots of photos.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what you do too. Last question about photos. What are the advantages and disadvantages of travelling with a camera?
Well, it's a funny question, because these days I don't know how many people travel with a camera that's separate from their phone, you know. Often.
Do they not?
I think most people have a camera on their phone, you know, and sometimes when you go to, you know, a big tourist site, you'll still see the big, like, Canon cameras with the long lenses, or if you're on a safari or something. But I don't know, when I've travelled, most people are using their phones. So, I mean, talking about the traditional camera as a separate unit from the phone, the disadvantage would be they can be really big. They take up a lot of space, the expensive ones. And maybe there's more risk of someone stealing it if it is separate and expensive, and you've got two things, you know, you've got your phone and a camera to worry about. The advantages, I'd say, with the separate cameras, or at least the expensive separate cameras, that the quality of the picture is probably still better than the phone. Although I do think phones have improved a lot over the last few years, and now the quality of the pictures that you can get on a phone is like quite incredible, really, compared to a decade ago.
Good. Thanks. And would you personally travel with a camera, a large camera?
A large camera? I do have a large Canon camera.
Why would people travel with a large camera?
I think for those reasons that I said before, that you can get a better quality picture often with a large camera. Or maybe people just think they like look really cool, like a professional photographer with their big lens.
Oh, so yeah, they're posing with their camera while taking a selfie. Yes, I am very professional. Okay, yeah. Well done, Gabrielle. You have finished the part 3 topic about photos. How do you think it went?
I don't know. It's one of those things, I think, that after it finishes, you think of all these other things you could have said, and you think, oh, I could have answered that better, and was I speaking too long or too little? So I don't really know how it went. I kind of answered the questions, but I don't know how well I answered the questions.
Yeah, I think you answered the questions with a kind of a good length. You sort of you clarified the question. First of all, quite a lot. You said like, oh, well, I think that would mean, important events like weddings. And then you did go on to answer the question after clarifying the question. So you had your main point,
teacher.
Like you had the advantages, and then you gave some supporting details about it.
Okay.
So that's kind of exactly what we try to teach students to do in the part 3, which very nicely you did very naturally. So congratulations on that.
Well, I am an English speaker, so I don't think I can take too much credit for my mother tongue.
But more importantly, do you think you passed or failed the challenge today, which is no major vocabulary or grammar mistakes?
Well, I probably failed because I was just waffling, but I'm going to say no, I didn't fail.
I think the computer says no, you did not fail the task. So here are your scores for today. So have a look over at this direction as your scores go. And give us a little celebration.
Yay!
So congratulations, you got a very high score, a band score 9, and did not make any of these fatal errors with grammar or vocabulary.
Well, thank goodness I don't have to do that in another language.
Okay, which means that I will have to do the forfeit today.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So I have a little something for you.
Oh no.
This is take a little bit of your own medicine.
Well, I guess we did agree that this was something that I have to do with the forfeit. You passed the challenge, so cheers everyone. Enjoy your day. I know I will mine.
How was that?
It's not as bad as last time, but it's still pretty disgusting. Or I'm just getting better at drinking horrible things. So as you get better at IELTS, I will get better at drinking horrible things. Okay, bye everyone. See you.